All right, hopefully everyone can hear me. I don't think, no sign of Craig yet, but hopefully he'll come in. All right, well, hey everyone. Sorry it's been so long. Had lots of stuff to do at home. Been working a bit on the big haul that Craig and I picked up. Starting to go through some machines. There's lots that unfortunately need to be tweaked here and there. Nothing major yet for repairs, but a lot of them are definitely in that state where it was probably time that they got some attention. So speaking of, I want to bring these up. So these are two boards, for example, that need some just tender love and care. Both are Macintosh Classic boards. They both boot up at the moment, but neither one has sound. So I'm hoping it's a simple recap job today, get the sound working again. But, we'll see what happens. You don't know until you go through it and figure out what's going on. So let's get started. And hopefully Craig will join us at some point. But all depends on if he can get his end working or not. All right, one thing I do need is my heat shields. Let's grab that real quick. So, I don't know what else we'll be doing today. I'm definitely going to start with these and we'll see how far we get. I'd like to do a bit more if we have time, but it's really going to come down to what we have time for. And Craig has to go out for a bit, so he'll be back later. All right, let's switch over to microscope and see if we can't get this lined up where we can all see. I've got this flipped for some reason. Why is this flipped? Flip. There we go. That's better. All right, let's start with removing a few of these suckers. Oof. Yeah, this one's a stinker. Yeah, I've been slowly going through the machines. There's about 60 in total, plus somewhere in the order of 17 logic boards, I think. And the most common thing I'm seeing so far is light corrosion from capacitor leakage, which is no surprise. So there's going to be a lot of recapping to happen here in the near future. So far everything has been working. I have had to do a couple minor things. For example, we got a Color Classic from the lot that had no sound. Did a full recap, still no sound. Ended up taking off the sound chip itself, and underneath was just absolute carnage. Fortunately, I have a spare Color Classic board that is not booting at the moment. So I was able to steal the sound chip off of that and replace it. And it's working again. So that is a good thing. That's actually a really nice system otherwise. It's complete in box, so it's got the original packaging. It's got the essential package inside as well, so it's pretty complete. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Let's clean up these pads, shall we? Let's use this one for cleaning pads. What else have I been working on here? Mostly it's been, just going through them, doing some quick checks. There's been a few that didn't boot up properly. Had an SE that was getting stuck on the gray screen. Turned out that the SCSI chip on that one had died, so I had to go to UT Source and pick up a new one, which I was really glad. I've never used UT Source before, but Will from KMac Vintage recommended giving them a try. So I bought a couple of things while I was there, because you might as well, since shipping to Canada is beyond ridiculous at this point. Might as well make it worthwhile. And yeah, it all arrived, and it's all been good replacement parts. Everything's worked. So that's nice. We're going to need to add some solder to this one. It's not coming very clean. Try that again. Oh yeah, this one's pretty dirty. Okay. What other weirdness have I run into? I had another SE where the ADB ports weren't working. So I went through that, and I finally figured out that the filter, there's a little filter component that sits between the ADB and the bus. It had, strangely enough, died. So I replaced it with another piece from a parts board. I got ADB working again. That one took a while because there were a few different possibilities for what was causing that problem. Helps if this is in view. Just doing if I can find the microscope here. There it is. Getting some of the gunk off. But yeah, I think what I ended up doing is I've looked at there's a controller chip for that. Wasn't the controller chip. There's another component, I can't remember what it was. There's basically 3 different things that could go wrong with that, and it ended up being the filter, ultimately, that was wrong. So wasn't too bad to fix. I have been working on the SE30 boards a bit more, the reloaded boards. 2 are working. One is currently with Craig to test, and then the other one is sitting here waiting for him to finish with the first one to say that that's good, and then we can test the second one. And then the third one has been a annoyance. It works in that it boots up, can run macOS, has sound, all that's great, but when I try it with the TechStep reports that the printer port isn't working. So I have tried replacing the chips, and I thought for a while there's the 2 little chips. Let me just see what they are. They are the SN75175s that Will recommended taking a look at. Now I swapped one, and it looked like it moved the problem from one port to the other. So I got replacement parts from UT Source. Oh no, I got replacement parts for that one from DigiKey. And it actually seemed to make the problem worse. So now I don't get any communication at all. on the tech step. It can't even start the communication, which is annoying. And I've tried, you know, taking chips from a known working board, putting them on there. No matter what I try, I can't seem to get the communication back. So I'm giving that one a little bit of a break because I don't want to make the problem worse, and I'm getting frustrated. So I'm just going to leave it alone for a little while and come back to it later. I do have another reloaded board that PCB that I will be populating at some point because I have my original SE30 that I repaired from a battery bombed state to functioning. I've decided that if I want to keep that one, I actually would like to put it onto a new PCB. Not because it's not working, it's just, it's nice to have something in it, you know, good looking state versus the battery damaged look that I have right now. And I want to keep one for myself. If I'm going to do all this work, I'd like to keep at least one. I believe all 4 of these are 4716s, if I remember correctly, and they are. Okay. Oh, one thing I have, I'll just bring it up here. Let's see, this one? Yeah. So I have the KMax video board now. So this is great for the SE and SE30 for being able to bring them up on the LCD display behind me. It took a little while to get the formatting on the SD card right. Originally I was having issues, it wasn't booting up at all. And I'd formatted the card as FAT32, put on all the software like Will suggested, and nothing would come up, nothing would come up. I had a session with Will. He said, well, I think maybe your Raspberry Pi isn't working. So he sent me a replacement got here and it was exactly the same. So ultimately what I ended up doing is I went and found some software called Raspberry Pi Imager. I ran that against the SD card I was using. It formatted it, put an operating system on. I stuck the card in and the Pi booted. So I wiped that card, put the software that Will had said needs to be on here in order to get this to work. Then I attached this to the SE30 and then it booted up just fine. So I don't know why formatting this to FAT32 on my Macintosh didn't actually seem to format it correctly, but once I used the software and put an operating system on and then flushed that essentially and put the software back on, then it was fine. Why did I need to do that? I'm not sure, but it's like the format the Mac used wasn't quite correct, strangely enough. Anyway, let's get back here. So we got next. So that's a really cool tool. I'm really happy to have that. It works very well once you get that card formatted in a way that the machine actually likes. So that was my biggest issue. For whatever reason, it just did not like how I had it formatted. Now I used my open core version of Macintosh. Much, but that'll work. To do the formatting, I did try it on my wife's Windows 11 machine as well, but that didn't seem to make any difference. That's why we thought originally that the app or Raspberry Pi might be broken. So I don't know if Will wants that spare one back. I can always mail that to him. It will take forever to get there, but you know, that's Canada Post. What can you do? like I was telling Will, the one thing I did wish we had at this point are some adapters so that we could start doing ATX to other... Come on. Pad must be dirty still. There we go. ATX to other Macintosh power connectors, because one of the problems I'm running into doing repairs on systems, almost none of them share the same kind of connection for power. So I can't just use one known working power supply and test them all. I have to switch, which means I gotta test the power supply. Hopefully it's working. And then I have to go, if it's not working and it's not compatible with anything else. Some are compatible, but others are not. And what I'm finding is it's not well documented anywhere I've found that says which ones are compatible and which ones aren't. Or maybe it is and I'm just looking in the wrong place. But regardless, because I don't have this information, I end up having to fix power supplies just to do testing to see if I get anything from the system. Which, if the system has a problem, how do you know it's not something you've done with the power supply? I mean, I'm getting voltage. Am I getting the right voltage? You hope so. Should just be 12, minus 12, 5, negative 5, that sort of stuff, but maybe there's something else. Who knows? I am still learning about this stuff, so ultimately I don't trust myself enough to say that, yes, for sure, the power supply is definitely working. Okay, let's protect this little oscillator, because those oscillators do not like having heat on them at all. They are very unfriendly to heat. So let's get over here. Up. There we go. That's definitely something I've noticed is they are very prone to breaking with heat on them. Some of these are getting hard to replace. Take these guys off. Explode. No, but you stink. Oh, that one popped. That one still had pressure. I did take a look at the 575 board that Craig had dropped off a long time ago here. We've been busy with other things, so I haven't really had a chance to work on it till now. And it's got some interesting behavior because it decides that when you plug it in and use the soft power, it will turn on. It will make a popping noise on the speaker, and then it does nothing. If you press the command to restart, you can hear it pop again. So on command, I can make the speaker pop. But that's as far as I ever get. Now that one had a heck of a lot of pad damage. Whoever recapped it, unfortunately, did a lot of damage. I think I've repaired it all. Is it possible I've missed something? Sure. I'll be going over it again with microscope and seeing if I missed something obvious. But at this point, I kind of doubt that that is the problem. I more expect that when this person that had it before me was working on it, that they may have damaged other components in their assault on the capacitors and removing them. So I'll start off visually. I'll start, looking for obvious signs of damage. Maybe they caused a bridge somewhere. Maybe they had a solder ball they didn't notice when the capacitors were coming off. I don't know. But I'll have to investigate that one further. It'd be nice to get another 575 going. But that's just one of many things we're working on at this point. Because, like I said, we've got 60 machines. So there's going to be lots and lots and lots to work on here in the near future. Oh, hey, Will. Just saw you came in. Oh, cool. Did you test your compact card or the Pi Zero at least? We have a compact card for the Classic 1, Classic 2, but the 12 volt is too low amps from the Pico ATX, so we're working on one with a booster. Oh, cool. Yeah, I have tested the card. It works great now. It was just that I had to use that software to format the card for me and basically put a Raspberry Pi operating system on it. Then I wiped off the operating system, put the software on, and then everything worked great. I just don't understand why I had to use the Raspberry Pi imager software to do the initial format, because it should just be FAT32. But for whatever reason, when I did that with the Mac, and even when I did it with Windows 11, it did not like that card. But yeah, it'd be great to get more adapters, because like I was saying, we've got so many systems, and I have to test all of them. It'd be nice to have some adapters to be able to go from machine to machine and know I have a good power supply and not have to, worry about, is it the power supply doing this or is it the logic board? We had what was it yesterday? I was looking at the Power Mac 8500. I should get my other camera going here. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. And I'm off center. Let's see if we can fix that. See if we can fix this. Slowly. There we go. That's strange. The SD card format tool is good to use. Yeah. It helped, because that's what finally got it going for me. But now that I have it, it's great. I am thinking what I'll do now is, because I don't like all the wires dangling off from the top shelf, I'll probably try and find a way to mount this Dell monitor onto the wall. But the wall mounts that I've tried so far don't seem very compatible with the Dell standard. So what I'm thinking is I might end up having to grab, if I can find one, another Dell stand and steal the bracket that actually goes in and inserts into there to make the connection, and basically make a wall mount from that, just so I don't have so much dangling off the side here, because I'm just not a fan of stuff taking up space unnecessarily. There we go. Get this into view. We're hoping to get Craig on. He's got the link to the Streamlabs. He said he had to go out for a little bit, but I'm hoping he'll be back while I'm still working on this stuff. I don't know how long I'll stream today. I just wanted to get on since it's been so long since I've done anything. And kind of show people, we're repairing this stuff. We're getting it ready for sale. We've got a list of all the stuff available, but at the moment, that list is kind of just our inventory. We haven't actually gone through every single machine yet to make sure it's absolutely 100% working, and I want to do that before we start selling too many things off. You're going to switch from the laptop to the bench machine. Be right back. Okay, sounds good, Will. Okay, let's get this on. Is that good? Okay. I do appreciate when these are all mostly the same caps. Just makes it easier. Double check that it's the positive side. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we had the 8500 here the other day, and we were told that the power supply on that one was bad, but he had a replacement. So we ended up digging through all our various bins and found the replacement power supply that he had for it. So we got that on, and then we discovered one of the capacitors on the back side of the board had been knocked off, and of course it started to rip up traces and whatnot, so I had to patch that real quick. And yeah, it boots up and it works. We were able to get it to boot off the hard drive at least once before the hard drive gave up the ghost, unfortunately. So we'll have to find another drive to put in there, or excuse me, if someone is willing to pay for it, we can do up a blue SCSI for it. And something where we're having to be very careful right now is just not volunteering too many fixes, because it gets expensive and we don't want to make these things so expensive that no one's going to buy them. But at the same time, we want to make sure they're at least in a good working order. So, I mean, a great example here is what I'm doing right now. I mean, these machines, they quote unquote work, yes, but they didn't have sound. So, I'm not going to sell something that isn't at least working properly. So I'll do the recap for these, because that's a minimum thing we have to do. But then we have the analog boards, and I know the analog boards could definitely use a recap, because we got some slight flicker on one, which means that it's probably got some bad caps on it. And the other one makes, I won't say a hissing noise, but you can hear something. You go, well, it probably needs a recap too, because those classics, just for whatever reason, tend to be in dire need of some cap replacement on their analog boards more often than not. But if I do them, we've added expense. So, and then they are only classics. So I'm going, well, if someone wants to pay for the recap because they really want to have a classic, I'm more than happy to do it. But I don't want to invest ahead of time, you know, and have classic systems that essentially, oh, that's not working yet. Okay, I'll just use the thingy. Have classic systems that are, you know, fully working, all recapped, and just sitting on the shelf for the next 3 years. Because that doesn't help us to get our money back out of this investment. So, much as I like, you know, getting these guys working, I also have an accountant for a wife, and she's not going to let me spend money recklessly. So, now we need one of these little guys. This one is 1 microfarad, 50 volt. Should be this. Before I put that on, let's get the other one out of the way. Make sure we don't melt that. It was nice getting that Color Classic working the other day. It was definitely time for that one to get a recap job. There was a lot of corrosion. The sound chip, but you know what? I'll actually go dig it up after this. I haven't cleaned it yet. I just replaced it. Nope, that one popped. Grab it and put it under a microscope for a second here. Where are you? Nope. That's the 575. There it is. Let's just move this out of the way for a second. So, looks fine there. And then, oh, I feel like this is backwards. I might have mixed up my settings at some point. Yeah, there you go. You're back. Okay, cool. So this is the sound chip off the Color Classic I was working on the other day. And it was just absolutely caked. This is after a little bit of cleaning. I have not finished cleaning it yet. I just ended up replacing it because it ended up being faster than trying to clean up all that muck. But it was absolutely covered in corrosion. I'm going to have to flip this microscope because it's absolutely flipped upside down at the moment. But yeah. So we caught that one just in time, fortunately. The other chip that unfortunately was even worse off was the CUDA chip on that Color Classic. When I was trying to clean that one up, because it was caked in corrosion as well, a leg came off. So again, fortunately I had a parts board, but I mean at some point I'm going to have to go and make an attempt to use the Dremel and hopefully recover that chip, because CUDA chips are, excuse me, unfortunately one of those things we just don't have a replacement for yet. Not new. I hope someday we do. It'd be nice if someone can figure out how to reverse engineer those and get them, you know, to have replacement parts. So, Will, I don't know if you were here earlier. I was saying I've taken a break from that SE30 board because after getting the replacement chip on, it actually got worse. The tech step no longer communicates with it. I ended up taking all the chips off of another SE30 board, putting them on because I knew those ones worked for sure, and it still doesn't talk to the tech step anymore. So I've kind of taken a little bit of a break from that because I was getting frustrated. I'll get back to it later because I want to get that working properly, but I am not sure why this one has decided to be such a pain in the butt. It just refuses to work correctly when it comes to that printer port. And now it's, you know, even worse because it doesn't even want to talk to the tech step anymore. So I'll put that one on the back burner. I'll get back to it when I feel like diagnosing it again. Clean this up. There's a replacement, but it's not a single chip drop-in yet. Oh, I didn't even know they got that far. So they've been able to reverse engineer the chip somewhat. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that 575 board at some point too. That one is going to be a challenge because unfortunately when you've had someone else work on it, you don't know what they might have done. I know for sure that they had a lot of issues with pads because I think in total there were 6 pads that were lifted on that one. I was able to replace or at least patch most of them. Reconnected the ones I could, and you know, as far as I can tell, everything is fixed, but it's not working still, so clearly I've missed something, or something else got damaged when they were doing that. Okay, let's get back to here. There we go. I replaced the 75175 and the 26LS30 from another board, and they do not work. Correct. So, and that board, I had tested that board before I took the chips off, and it worked with the tech step. Everything reported just fine. And yet, on this other board, it's like, no, I can't even see the tech step anymore. So that's when I was like, you know what, I'm putting you on the shelf right now because you've annoyed me enough for the time being. I have other things I can work on. I'll get back to you when you want to behave. Let's see. Okay. Put this little guy on. And back in view if we can. There we go. I'll also be rebuilding another board here. I want to take that battery bomb board that I had fixed, and I actually want to transfer the components over because I think I might want to keep that one for myself rather than sell it off. So if I'm going to do all this work, I'd like to keep at least one of them to have for myself. And I've got a good condition SE30 as well. But it'd be nice to have both. I was really lucky when a friend at work said he was cleaning out some stuff and I could have his old SE30. It's actually in really good shape, although I do want to retrobrite it at some point. It's a little yellowed, but not too badly. 4716. Let's grab one of those. Okay. I think that's all on this board, so we should be able to get this a test in a minute. Let's double check everything. There we go. What else here? We've got about 15 or 16 floppy disk drives, combination of 144 and 800K that we're going to be going through to rebuild in the near future. So expect a floppy drive marathon at some point. Except we had to go. Yeah, so TechStep was not communicating with it after the chip swap, so that's where I've kind of left it because I don't want to make things worse just by getting more and more frustrated at it. So I figured taking a breather is probably the best idea. You're here building FujiNet devices. Cool. Yeah, we're going to be doing a marathon of floppy drive fixes at some point. I'm going to give half of them to Craig, I think, and get him to work on half, and I'll work on half because there's just so many of them. And they all have various problems. A lot of them are mechanical, grease, all that stuff is built up and it's not working right. Others seem to have alignment issues, so you go to use a floppy disk on it and it says I can't read, but it's a good working disk in another system. And then you'll format a disk with that drive and it can write to it, it can read from it. You take it to a different machine and that machine can't read it. So definitely some alignment issues. Probably some leaky caps, but we'll have to take a closer look and see. All right, so this guy is recapped. I've got my test system over here. Let's see if I can bring it up on camera. Let's see if I bring this in closer. This will probably help if I pull my logic board out so I can put another one in here. There you go. Make sure I don't break my neck. There we go. Okay. Put my board over here. Grab this guy. See if we can't get a better view going here. So this is our recapped board. And which camera is that? That's camera 1. Okay, get that set up. Yep. Let's try the SCSI. See if we can get it to boot up here. All the caps look to be in the right orientation. So let's see if this works. Power cord. And ADB. Okay. Turn on power there. Oh, the board needs to be in if we actually expect to see anything. 3, 2, 1. Still no sound. Do we get screen? Got a mouse. Happy Mac. So no sound, but we do have boot up. So that's still the same state as before the recap. Oh, what's Craig saying? requires more memory. Yep, that's not surprising. Okay, so we got no sound still. So there's more going on. Let's take a closer look. Maybe something got eaten away. Maybe it just needs a reflow. Take that neck board off. Don't like. There we go. All right, let's take a closer look around that sound chip. It's probably got some corrosion, I'm betting. Sound chip should be right. There it is. Up here. Okay. It doesn't look terrible. Let's take a closer look here under the microscope. A little bit of green. Let's see if we can't give it a cleaning. Probably reflow this too and see if we can't get the sound back. Otherwise I'll end up taking it off and checking underneath and check all the lines are connected. Check audio jack. Yep, that's a good point too. Okay, what I can do, since we got the monitor here, I've also got audio. Let's try this. Just see if we get sound, since we know it boots up. I'm sure I have an ATX extension around here somewhere, but it's not handy at the moment, so. Yeah, you're caught, I know. There we go. Okay, power, neck board's on. Audio jack. Let's try this. Everything's in. Okay. Nope, just a pop. Pop. Okay. All right. Try and reflow it. See if that makes a difference. Okay. All right, let's try a reflow around here. Traces don't look bad. bridge. Come on. Yeah, into your bridge. Thank you. Big old gulp right there. Let's rotate this so I can see it a little bit easier. Which way? This way for you guys. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I would say that's some nastiness up here. I could have done it. Let's refill that again. And we'll give that a clean. That looked pretty bad. Okay. Let's see. Let's take that off the table and see, make sure we don't have any bridging happening here. There we are. That looks okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. Don't love that bit. I could reflow that a little. Let's see. I think we missed a side. See that again. Yeah, a little better. Okay. I don't know that we refilled that side. Yeah, let's do that. Might as well. While we're here. Check in on Craig, see if he's popping on here. So if we actually start using this, I wouldn't mind, you know, getting more than one person on at a time. But I'm not going to pay for it if we never use it. Yes, I see your bridge. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. That's better. Okay. Double check with the multimeter, but I don't see any bridging. So I'm going to think it's okay for the moment. Where did I put that? Down here. That side seems fine. Well, if Craig can't make it here, Will, I might just invite you in if you have the time. I can easily send you a link. Okay, those two have connected, but are they supposed to be connected is the question. So, check the other one. Nope. So, which two wasn't here? Two in the middle. Okay. I don't think those are supposed to be connected. Try that. That's better. No longer connected. Okay, good. Oh. It's still connected. That's odd. Let's tilt and see here. Doesn't look like it is. Non-proper attire today. Okay, no problem. Still connection there. Really? Interesting. And there's not supposed to be, huh? Or is this chip just dirty? You know what? Why don't I check my good working board and compare instead of this other one that needs a recap. That's in the same orientation. No, there's not supposed to. Oh, there is. Okay. Never mind. Apparently I was just not holding on long enough. Okay. Then that is correct. Those two are connected. All right. This side. Are those two supposed to be? Give those a quick reflow. Okay. Try that again. It's funny, I did not see any bridge, but still don't see any bridge. Are we sure they're not supposed to be connected? Those are supposed to be. Okay. Next. Okay. One more check. I would say that's good. Things that are supposed to be connected are, and things that aren't. So that's well, it should be. Let's see. See if we get any sound now. Otherwise, it's going to take more research. See what else might not be connected right. Come on. Oh, it's that thing again. There we go. Okay. Power to there. Neckboard's on. Power to here. Audio jack just for the heck of it. Try that. Just a pop. Just a pop. And without that in here, nothing. Okay. Let's check for some corrosion damage then. Is there a good way of checking the audio jack, Will, that I'm not aware of to make sure it's not stuck? Or you just kind of keep inserting and removing a jack until it unsticks itself? I'd hate to think that this sound chip has died. I might have a spare, but don't know. Okay, let's grab... Where did I put that? Right there. Let's do some looking. Capacitors are up here. By the looks of it. Some checks here. And yeah, this is flipped. I don't know why this has flipped my image. Makes it very difficult to line things up, though. You don't use your setup for a while, and all of a sudden everything's different than how you had it last time you used it. That connects there. That connects there and there. Yeah. To here. Yeah. This one. To here. No? How about to here? No? I think that would. Here to here. Yeah. Here to here. Well, that might be a break. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go here. This one here. This one here. This one here. This one. Where's this one go? audio jack. Okay, never mind. Okay, well, let me just test. So the one that's suspect goes from, let's say that's pin 1, 2, 3. That's the suspect one. So same orientation on this board. That should be, yeah, there should be a connection there. And it's acting like there's not. So let's zoom in and see if we can figure out why that is. So it's supposed to go from here to... I had something for a second. Is it just dirty? No, but there is something odd there. Let's do this. Bring that out a little bit further. Do we have a connection now? We still don't. But we should. Should go to there and then to there. That's still not. Okay. Let's run a little bodge. See, the black mark at the via is broken. Oh, let's see. I think I see what you're saying. I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, right here. See if I can get in there and scrape that. Yep, that would do it. Zoom in a bit more. Okay. Well, let's do a quick little patch there. Just need a thin piece of wire. That should work. Got this coated stuff, so I've got to melt the coating before I can use it. Something that small. Okay. Tweezers. I'm going to want a bit more of that coating off before I use this. There we go. Yep, gonna try it. I want a little bit more area to connect to be honest. Let's just give it a little bit more scrape in here. There, that's better. Doesn't need to be huge, but doesn't need to be tiny either. So let's take that. Oops. Okay. No. Well, it would help if I didn't send it shooting across the desk. Looks ginormous, but it's not. Bend that into better shape. Nope. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've done a jumper like this. Try not to blow up the V in the process here. Wow, it's dirty too. Hang on, let's clean that up real quick. Try that again. I tell you, you get out of practice fast if you haven't done this in a while. Okay, come on. Does that help that my tweezers are bent, apparently? Okay, that's better. Let's see if we've got a connection, and then I'll clean that up a little. Here to here. Yep, that's better. Let's see if we can't clean this up. Why is that so bent? It's picking things up much harder. There we go. Okay, double check that again. That's better. Okay. Give that a try. Hopefully that does the trick. Pardon me. Hiccups. There we go. connected. Let's try this. Three, two, one. Nope, power helps. 3, 2, 1. More popping, but not fixed yet. Okay. Try the audio jack. Nope, still just popping. Okay. Well, I'll keep looking. We found one. There might be more. Chip way over here. Let's zoom back out. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got? Any other breaks? So this one is working. This one worked. I don't know which one is going to this one. That seems to be right. Okay, I don't know where this guy goes, unfortunately. This one goes there. Yeah, I have to figure out where these other ones are going, I think, and test them, because chances are it goes all the way to here. Yeah. None of those. No suspect of that one. That one's fine. That one's fine. Where's this guy go? This guy goes. Oops. Take off the chip and look underneath. Could be more joints are broken. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I just wanted to do a quick check first and see if there's anything obvious, but all right, let's grab some heat and take her off, take a look. All right, where are we? Sound chip. Is that as far out as I can be? There, it's a little better. Let's take a look. Clean that up. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on here. Down where? Resistor pack? Looks like a test point. All right. If I can reach it. Yep, that's both sides are good for that. Back up. Okay, so this one's fine. That one's fine. Don't know about that. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. Oh, might have something else here. That should be connecting to there. I'm not getting anything. Let's zoom in. Oh, I wonder if it's right there, actually. That might be a break. Double check I haven't missed something. Nope. Okay. Do that. I'd say we got a break right there. Okay. Might be able to bridge that with solder. Let's see. Hey, putting a wire underneath the chip. Boy, a lot of muck off of this too. Interesting. Realize how bad that was. Okay, let's take a look. I bet you that's still not connected. I'm gonna have to run a bodge. Yeah, I'll have to run a bodge. Do I want to do it underneath the chip, or do I want to do it basically from here to here? Yeah, make up my mind on that. Okay. Should have some thin stuff here, which might go underneath there. All right. Let's see. Can we use this? Put that back in view. It's pretty thin, but it might work. Come on. There you go. See if we can't scrape a bit more off here and make a connection a bit longer. strength. Okay. Solder. And this is the sort of stuff where I think we're going to run into quite a lot with this lot that we picked up. Just a lot of machines that, you know, they're not gone, but they definitely need some help. Go from that pad. Go here. Okay. There we go. We have a connection. Yeah, got a connection now. This one's still connected? Yes. Okay. That extra. Good. Okay, so I've really got to flip this. It is so hard to get this in the right place. Why don't I just do that instead of talking about it? Microscope. Which way have we got this going? Let's try that. Is right now? Yay. That's good. It's up. There we go. Okay, let's get this lined up again. That's a little easier. Okay. Clean, check the other pads, and then we can put the chip back on. Hopefully. Hopefully that doesn't come off while I'm trying to put the chip on. And I just took my thing, didn't I? Nope. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I am shocked. Clean these up. Okay. Clean these up. There we go. Better. Did I tell you at Free Amiga 2500 with lots of extras? It's on its way to me. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, you sent me pictures. What's fantastic is you got the 030 accelerator card for it, which makes it a whole lot better for doing the WHD load games. Because with an original 68,000 processor in those, WHD load, you can't use the escape key to get out of a game. You basically have to restart the Amiga. But with 68,020 and above, or no, even a 68,010, technically, if you threw one in there, you can use the escape key. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's a great one. Definitely check to make sure you don't have battery damage, because those are notorious. And check the revision of the motherboard. because the Rev 4s tend to have more problems than the Rev 6. The later Rev 6 is more stable, at least in my view. So I tend to prefer those boards when you can get them. All right, before I say this is good, let's just double check that everything is still connected here. I'm assuming that's ground. Oh. Really? Even this guy? Look at that. So let's move this over a bit. So this guy here, not getting anything. Another little break. And it's just I'm guessing it's another little break right at the pad. This guy's had quite a few. This is good. This is good. Those are good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Already tested that. That's probably ground. Good. 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 We've already tested this, but yeah. So it's just, this one's broken too. Wow. That's crazy. It's had a lot of broken bits at the pad. Yeah. You can even see it's missing right there. Okay. Let's get another piece then. Who is this? Craig is going to try and jump on. Okay, we'll see if we can get that working. Okay. It's a Rev 4.4. Collector got it, gave it to me, cleaned it up, removed battery, and cleaned it good. Has some damage, but not so bad. Good. The nice thing is that link I sent you on email, they have the Amiga schematics. And what's cool is they're interactive. So you can actually click on traces and it will show you where everything is connected to. Like it'll highlight the lines. So you don't have to, follow it without any extra help. It actually shows you where things go. Oh yeah. I know, I always try and look around at first because if it's a, easy repair, I'd rather not have to take off the chip, but in this case it was definitely necessary. All right, I'm just gonna check here. Oh, getting a phone call. I gotta figure out where I left my phone. There it is. Craig. Let's see if we can get Craig on. Hello.
Hey there.
All right. It says you're in the lobby.
Oh.
So it just says I have to hit show stream and then you'll appear.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, and I've got to move you. Where are you? Says you're here. You're added. You're on stream, but you're not showing up. So how do I get you so you show up? How do I do that? Sorry, I'm still figuring this out. Let's see. Okay. I've got you in the source. I can see that you've been added. And yet you're not visible. Why is that? Oh, it's been a long time since I've used this software too. It doesn't help. Where do I add you? Because I've got you in the source. I just want to add you to the scene, and I can't seem to do that.
I can see you,
Oh, you can? That's good.
but I can't see your camera angle when you're working.
No? Depends on which one I share with you, I suspect. So if I share microscope, you should see the microscope. So yours is working. I just have to figure out how to add you in here. How the heck do I do that? Click on him and add. Well, I've clicked on him, but I don't have an add option. See, what's funny is I can see where your window should be, but it's like it's out of order. It's like you're hidden underneath. Streamlab. That's what we're on, Will. How do we do this? Not on unhide. See, I can see my camera too. I can see my microscope. But when I click on you, you remain hidden even though you're at the top of the list. You should be visible. Why is this?